Hello and welcome to the week ahead from here in cold and kind of foggy California. Um, so, what happened? So, the last time I saw you, I was talking about scouting monthly higher lows because we'd had this break of this October low. And as you can see, over that Thanksgiving week, we just rallied right back up again. And it's pretty much been, I wasn't trading at all that whole week because I was away. So, I basically missed that move. And then over the last week of trading, it's kind of just been sideways with no clear direction here on the indexes on QQQ and on ES. Obviously, QQQ was coming from a lower place than ES. So if you look at NQ, it's not as high, right? Like I think of this move down as we had a move from here to there. Next move is up to here. Next move down to here. So this is the level, like the range that we were in, and based on whatever retracement we got up here, that was going to dictate what's the most likely scenario of what's going to happen next. Because if we go up, halfway, say 50%, and then we roll over, there's a much higher likelihood of a lower low. But because we retrace now 100% of this move down, we weren't able to hold it. We did break the resistance, but I call this a look above and fail that happened on Friday, where we poked above it and came right back down below. And given the sort of sideways grindy nature of the last week of trading, this is not strength to me. Also, we have the volume here going down. So low volume over the last week and just, not really convincing price action here in tech. And then ES is a similar sort of look where, lower volume, lower than average volume, grinding higher. Let me just take a look at this. Did we break this peak? Yeah, we looked above and failed that also. We do have all-time highs right above us. So we're closer to the all-time highs on ES and NQ. We're further, right? Because the all-time high is way up here. Right there. So, in my mind, what does this mean? Like, what am I supposed to take from this? I'm still, in my mind, zooming out to the weekly time frame. Let me just get rid of all these drawings. And the most likely scenario on the weekly time frame is still a weekly lower high, because on this time frame, this is the move that we're measuring, and we are above the 618, right? But it's still a weekly lower high is the most likely scenario here on NQ and also on ES, even though, again, it's a much higher retracement. So let's look at this one. I think we're almost all the way there. Yeah, we're basically just under it. But we're going to find out this week. Are we going to push back above this? Are we going to roll over? We do have 3 weeks left in the year, and it is a seasonally bullish time of year. So I think that's probably given into why we've made this move. But when it comes right down to it, I'm like, I was eagerly waiting, like anticipating and hoping for a deeper pull in than we got here. But I had always said I thought, it seemed a little early to me. I felt like it would make more sense to have a dip into next year, like at the end of the year, have people sort of rebalance their books and decide what they're going to do. And now I'm like less sure based on this retracement size. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see what happens going into next year. But I'm like this week I did very little trading, even though I was back at the desk, and it's just because the price action wasn't really showing me much that I was interested in here, and I mostly trade tech, right? And so didn't do a lot of trades this last week, and now I'm still just waiting to see what happens. And I do feel like the most likely scenario is a weekly lower high, but because the retracement size is so big, we got well above the 618 here on ES, almost 100% of the move, and on NQ, same thing, above the 618, not almost 100% of the move, maybe 80% or something like that, 70, 80, something in there. The most likely scenario now is not a lower low anymore. Now we're looking at a tightening range. So I look at this to here, wherever we top out, if we top out, I'm guessing that we might, and then we're looking at a tightening range to sort of happen, and then the market will decide what happens after that. And so tightening range, again, not my best opportunity for trading. I'm not a great range trader. I like trending stocks, and so range trading is just not my thing. So that's just me. I mean, you do you. But that's kind of it. That's where I'm at. I'm looking for tightening range going into the next few weeks. We'll see if we get that. ES is really close to getting back to that all-time high. Maybe it's just going to want to do it. But because of the state of ES, because of the state of NQ, I'm going to have my eyes looking elsewhere. I'm going to be looking at individual names that are possibly still in trending, or like in a trend that I can play in for continuation to the upside or downside. I don't really care. So that's it for me. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I wish you guys all the best of luck in the coming days of trading, and I wish you guys a happy and safe holiday. I imagine that over the next few weeks, I might not be posting content as frequently because there's a lot of family stuff going on outside of work. and it might be the same for you. So there might be a little bit of a break between my videos, and they might be short like this one. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's it. So long. Have a great week.